Welcome to Local Roots, music from Northwest artists. Let's welcome today's guest, True North.
You are the rock, and you are the hard place. You are the slow burn, and the quickest about face. Your kind of turbulence separates continents, but the garden of your sweet peace bears no resemblance. You are the prophet, and you are the fool. You're the exception that always proves a rule. Your kind of insolence shatters my confidence, but the garden of your sweet peace bears no resemblance. So stitch my shadow to my heels, steer me clear of battlefields, point out rogue banana peels. I should be alright. You are the old growth, and you are the axe. You are the truth that gets in the way of the cold hard facts. Your kind of soulfulness, it counters my woefulness, but the garden of your sweet peace, there's no loneliness. And I got a feeling I can't put a name to, like I've been walking in my sleep and suddenly came to. We can only play the cards we got, and you are the hard place. You are the rock. To my heels, steer me clear of battlefields, point out rogue banana peels, give me strength not to fight. And I will say with this guitar, I know what the trade-offs are, and I have wished on every star, so I should be alright. Thank you. That song was called Hard Place, and it's about loving somebody who's a little difficult, semi-autobiographical. And this next one's, it's one I think, yes, and this is also a little bit about loving somebody who's a little mysterious and not clear about their feelings. Not semi-autobiographical.
Sensing a theme here. It's called Twistin In The
Wind. Don't leave me here to twist in the wind and torture me with secrecy and silence. If it's true that you don't love me, stop pretending. I'd rather know than go on twisting in the wind. There was a time we would meet beneath the willow. There was a time we carved our names upon the bough. Now I cry my lonesome tears into my pillow, and I can't make sense of how you treat me now. There's no reply when I speak of my affection. There's no reply when I ask you why you're late. What have I done to deserve this cold reception? Won't you look me in the eye and tell me straight? torture me with secrecy and silence. If it's true that you don't love me, stop pretending. I'd rather know, go on twisting in the wind. I will walk in the quiet of the mountains. I will listen to the meadowlark and crow until you say it's all over but the shouting. I will wait for you to come and let me know. But don't leave me here to twist in the wind and torture me with secrecy and silence. If it's true that you don't love me, stop pretending. I'd rather know, go on twisting in the wind. Don't leave me here to twist in the wind and torture me with secrecy and silence. If it's true that you don't love me, stop pretending. I'd rather know, go on twisting in the wind and go on twisting, twisting in the wind. I'd like to dedicate that last one to a budding mandolin player somewhere in the audience who shall remain nameless. And this next one's a song that I wrote about my grandmother. I would like to tell you that the beginning of the song, which is she was born and named Doris Dean after a Wild West show writer, but that is where the family story ends. But it's called Doris Dean. My name is Doris Dean. I was born in 1917. I turned 90 years old today, or it could have been yesterday. I really couldn't say. My mother named me Doris Dean for a trick rider she had seen. Some kind of old-time Wild West show. It was part circus, part rodeo. Don't have those anymore. That's something that I wish I'd seen. The brave and beautiful Doris Dean perform feats of courage and grace and never break a sweat, every hair in place. Wish I could learn to ride like that in a split skirt and a star-spangled cowboy hat, and maybe everything would have turned out differently for me. Doris Dean McConaughey. Farming beans out in Oregon got us through the Depression. Then the winter I turned 23. I married Robert McConaughey. He ran the cannery. 3 months later, maybe 4, Ra went off to fight the big war. Shot down on the sea of Japan, or so said the telegram I got from Uncle Sam. That's something that I wish I'd seen. The brave and beautiful Doris Dean perform feats of courage and grace and never break a sweat, big smile on her face. Wish I could learn to ride like that in a satin shirt and a star-spangled cowboy hat, and maybe everything would have turned out differently for me. Doris Dean McConaughey. Sometimes I lie here thinking, and sometimes I just lie, pretend that there's some greater plan. It's not my place to wonder why. Oh, but 90 years later I must petition my Creator Is this all there is, this hill of beams, for lesser of two Doris Deans? Is that something I wish I'd been? A brave and beautiful Doris Dean who could look back with courage and grace and see my ordinary life was no disgrace. Sure, I could learn to ride like that, though I'd probably do without that cowboy hat. But still, maybe then I'd see it all differently. And me, Doris Dean McConaughey, Doris Dean McConaughey.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That last song and one other got Kristen nominated as a finalist in the Telluride Troubadour Songwriting Contest at Telluride Bluegrass Festival this last year, which is a pretty big deal.
Yay.
Here's another one that she wrote that Dale gets to switch over to the banjo here, and this one's kind of about traveling salespersons, I guess, and surprise factors.
Mostly it's just a way to show off Dale's banjo playing, so we need a banjo song. Okay, I can do that.
This is on our new record, which we just found out they sent us this really nice email, said Hellsbound was in the top 100 for the year 2014 for most played albums in the nation on the Roots Music Report. And it scrolls down and says, this is a very big honor. We had to tell you and everything. And then they said, in fact, you're number 7. So we were just blown away by that. And of course, it's all because of songs exactly like this right here.
Those shiny black shoes are under my bed. On pins and needles hanging by a thread. It makes me blue, my darling, when I'm seeing red. Those shiny black shoes are under my bed. I got a family to feed and I got bills to pay. So I went to find work a few counties away. And I was lonesome all week, I couldn't wait to come home. But now it appears that you ain't been here alone. Those shiny black shoes are under my bed. I'm on pins and needles hanging by a thread. It makes me blue, my darling, when I'm seeing red. Those shiny black shoes are under my bed. They don't belong to a farmer, they don't belong to a miner, but that traveling salesman from South Carolina. Seems I can remember last week he came through. Seems I can remember his shiny black shoes. His shiny black shoes are under my bed. On pins and needles hanging by a thread. It makes me blue, my darling, when I'm seeing red. Whose shiny black shoes are under my bed. Pass it off as a joke, though I can't see the fire, I'm smelling the smoke. And I've run out of patience, I'm out of my short fuse. And I'll be kicking you out with them shiny black shoes. Them shiny black shoes are under my bed. I'm on pins and needles hanging by a thread. It makes me blue, my darling, when I'm seeing red. Them shiny black shoes are under my bed. Them shiny black shoes are under my bed. Yeah, yeah. Like that. Nice.
Here's one that some reviewer kind of referred to as our throwback to the 70s rock and roll sound. thought it sounded a little like the Allman Brothers. They didn't use a lot of banjos and things in their music, but it was their loss, I think.
It's supposed to be the, songwriting love child of Bob Dylan and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. So, see how I did.
A little Alabama throw.
Right.
This one's called The Poet and the Carpenter. It just so happens Kristen's a poet and I'm a carpenter. Could it be a strange coincidence? Or?
It's the elephants that throw everything off.
Yeah. This is if the world was going to end and you were going to have a party, what would need to get done? That's what we said. Sidled up to the carpenter at a party at the end of the world and said, if you need a rhyme before we run out of time, Mister, I am your girl. She offered her hand in solidarity, which she may have misunderstood. And the carpenter said, I can build us a bed, I already got the wood.
Well, the last one standing at midnight, remember where we put the key? The elephant's out in the elephant house and the elephant needs to go free. The sailor sitting next to the game show host, learning how to tie a noose. And he's hoping to mangle a love triangle, cut out the hypotenuse. The game show host is an atheist, living with a Latter-day Saint. Built out of passion and guilt, covered with putty and pain. Well, the last one standing at midnight, remember where we put the key? 'Cause the elephant's out in the elephant house and the elephant needs to go free. It's hard to be an elephant's confidant, but you should if you get the chance. 'Cause they're the best kind of friend, a real friend to the end. That's the way it is with elephant. He doesn't want to know your password, he doesn't want to borrow your car. He doesn't care if you're a millionaire, you're covered with feathers and tar. We're the last one standing at midnight, remember where we put the key? 'Cause the elephant's out in the elephant house and the elephant needs to go free. We're the last one standing at midnight, remember where we put the key? 'Cause the elephant's out in the elephant house and the elephant needs to go free. I think my dog still has fleas. Yep.
This is a song that knocked us right out of the bluegrass category on radio stations because we put a couple ukuleles in here.
It was the use of the word hypotenuse.
A snappy little one. What you're famous for. It's called Come and See What I Got for You.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the best kind of hooch they sell. I got some oysters on the half shell. Got a penny for the wishing well. Come and see what I got for you.
I got a whole lot of homemade beer. I got some sweet nothings for your ear. I'm gonna make all your blues disappear. Come and see what I got for you. Well, I got me a cozy abode, just a little old way down the road. I got homemade pie, list of reasons why.
Even got you a twinkle for your eye. Come and see what I got for you. Well, I got something old, something new. In a pinch I can borrow something blue.
Even saved up a penny for your shoe.
Come and see what I got for you. Well, I got me a cozy abode, just a little old way down the road. I got homemade pie, a la mode. Well, it's nice and hot, and that ain't all I got. I got a watertight alibi.
I got a long list of reasons why.
Even got you a twinkle for your eye. Come and see what I got for you. Come and see what I got.
Quite a lot for you.
Come and see what I got for you. That was quick. Whew, sorry. Sorry, a little swift. This one, no. So this is for once I'm ready, what, there's a serious, sad song that I've written? No, I'd hardly ever do those. Oh wait, everything I write is grim. There's another rather grim one. It's meant to be upbeat. It's one I wrote for my dad, who passed away, and actually I was dedicated to my brother Scott, who was with him when he died and felt really terrible and responsible, and I tried to recast it in an insider's view, and it's called Angelfish. Forget the day I got the call from Hanalei. Said my father had passed away, some kind of accident. I packed a bag and got on a plane. I took off into the misty rain. Tried to think through the shock and the pain about what it meant. And I say, here's how I believe it all went down. Hanalei is known to be sacred ground. What a place to lay his earthly burden down. And old Makua smiling down on him, calmed the waters and invited him in for a swim. And the reaper that was not so grim gave him his wish. And he's an angel fish, an angel fish. No child, no woman, no man gets unlimited lifespan. They punch your ticket, they kick your can, no matter what you try. And ankle deep in the golden sand, I took my mother and my brother's hands at the place where the sea meets the land and the endless sky. And I say, here's how I believe it all went down. Hanalei is known to be sacred ground. What a place to lay his earthly burden down. And old Makua smiling down on him, calmed the waters and invited him in for a swim. And the reaper that was not so grim gave him his wish. And he's an angel fish, an angel fish. An angel fish. And I say, here's how I believe it all went down. Hanalei is known to be sacred ground. What a place to lay his earthly burden down. and old McCoo was smiling down on him, calmed the waters and invited him in for a swim. And the reaper that was not so grim gave him his wish, and he's an angel fish, an angel fish. Oh, 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 an angel fish.
This next song is the other one that got Kristen nominated to Telluride as a songwriter, and hand this over to Dale.
That's the gay boat.
I think this is one of the best songs ever written by anybody, and definitely one of Kristen's best, although it's hard to make that distinction. They're all pretty good, but she wrote this in a hardware store up in Washington, and while she was in the lighting section, I think, I was over in Fasteners, and it's kind of an emotional song, and as the guy came up to ask if he could help her, she looked down and some tears were in her eyes. So then he came to find me in the Fastener section and glare a little at me and find out what I'd done to make her feel so bad.
I'm such a fragile blossom, you know.
So here's one. It's called Be Here Now.
They were on their honeymoon, and the bride said to the groom, I just can't forget the dream I had last night. I saw John, Paul, George, and Ringo in the churchyard playing bingo on the gravestones. This is how the groom replied. He said, be here now, be with me. Look into my eyes, kiss me, make this a moment we will savor, and we'll put it aside for later. We are young, our life's begun, but it will not last forever. There'll be days we're not together, so be here now. They were in their middle years, pretty deep in their careers, and he called her from the plane in Amsterdam. He said, I just heard John, Paul, George, and Ringo, and that dusty old hit single on the music. It made me want to hold your hand. She said, be here now, be with me. Look into my eyes, kiss me, make this a moment we will savor, and we'll put it aside for later. Though our hearts still feel that hunger, we won't get any younger. From the start, our days are numbered, so be here now. It was after visiting hours, and he'd rearranged the flowers, and she hadn't recognized him in a week. And the nurses heard him sing, hey, you gotta hide your love away. And she opened up her eyes and began to speak. She said, be here now, be with me. Look into my eyes, kiss me. Every breath becomes a treasure. In my heart we're young forever. My race is nearly run. I no longer feel the sun, but I can face whatever comes. Just be here now. Though my race is nearly run, I no longer feel the sun, but I can face whatever comes. Just be here now. just be here now.
Under? We're going to do one more, and it's by request, and some of you may know the words, and please feel free just to sing it out. When you feel a spirit move you, just jump on in. Sorry you don't have a beer stein to swing, but that's still a good time. You know,
It's not. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Right,
That's not-
right. When you're up and left town, dear, you broke more than my heart. A flat tire on the John Deere, and the Chevy won't start. You made off with our nest egg and our best hired hand. So I guess I'll start drinking till I can no longer stand. And when I'm under the table, I'll be over you. I got a lot of brown liquor for a heart that's so blue. With my friends Jack and Daniel to help me get through. When I'm under the table, I'll be over you. Well, there's some that's born pretty with nothing to hide, and there's some keep their beauty all on the inside. But you were made special, of that there's no doubt. You're pretty but ugly, both inside and out. And when I'm under the table, I'll be over you. Between honor and cherish, looks like you're 0 for 2. With my friend Johnny Walker to help me get through. When I'm under the table, I'll be over you. Fences need mending, and hay bales that need bucking, but you aren't here to tend them. You're out drinking and smoking. We never had Paris, we'll never have Rome, so just stay where you are, dear, and send that hired man home. And when I'm under the table, I'll be over you. be over you and that hired man too. When I'm under the table, I'll be over you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. See you next time.